Joining me now is Paul Ténière. He is the CEO of LaFleur Minerals. Great to see you again, Paul.
Great to see you too, Mark.
Now, lots to get to, but before we get to the latest developments, so maybe it's a good idea to refresh our viewers and remind our viewers about the company's strategy of advancing the Swanson Gold Deposit and at the same time fast-tracking the Beacon Gold Mill toward a production restart.
Yeah, we're a very unique company in the Abitibi in the sense that we have a resource stage project that in the Swanson project that we've put a mineral resource estimate together. We're also working on a PEA, which will be due by the end of this year, and we also have a fully refurbished and fully permitted 750 ton per day gold mill, the Beacon Gold Mill in the Val d'Or. So, and the strategy is to actually start with a small operation at Swanson and bring that mineralized material down to the Beacon Mill starting in 2026. We also have stockpiles on site at Beacon that will allow us to do tests on the equipment and as part of the maintenance and getting that up and running. Again, looking to do that fast-tracked into at the end of this year and into early 2026.
Paul, you touched on the PEA, and the company has engaged a firm called ERM to complete that. So how significant will this milestone be, and how do you think LaFleur differentiates itself from peers in terms of having the Swanson Gold project and this mill that's going to restart?
Yeah, well, typically companies that are at this stage don't have a mill that they can send mineralized material to, or even ore if they are at a feasibility stage. It often takes, as you know, years to permit a mill. It's also very expensive to do that. So we're in a unique position. Swanson is a small gold project, but it sits on an existing mining lease, so that makes permitting a lot easier since it's already been a lease has already been granted. So we just have to provide an updated mine plan to Quebec government, a closure remediation plan, and we can get up and running a lot faster than a project that's still in early stage and sitting on claims, which then have to be converted to a mining lease. So that's one of the unique things about our company. We're also in the process of trying to consolidate ground around Swanson. I mean, we've already done a pretty good job of that. We have quite a large area with Swanson project overall, and we're drilling there now. So we're looking at increasing the resource overall for the project. But generally speaking, what makes this unique, as I said, is having that mill in place. And it was recently refurbished by the previous operator. Over 20 million was spent on refurbishing the mill. So we can basically get, we can start, getting into cash flow and revenue generating fairly quickly compared to our peers.
All right, and we'll circle back to that in just a moment. Now, on the financial side, LaFleur recently raised about $3 million through various means. Can you update us on any other talks that management may be having in terms of other financings and or offtake agreements?
We're having lots of discussions on the offtake side. So we are talking to various companies that are very interested. For the last few months, they've mostly just been, asking us questions. We've been also looking at, data rooms and things of that sort. So we don't have anything sort of at a term sheet level yet. We're also looking to do a flow-through financing as well, probably a smaller amount to get us through into 2026. That will be spent mostly on bulk sampling, metallurgical testing, and drilling at Swanson, of course, which we're already doing now. So we'll be consistently drilling on Swanson, on the deposit itself, and throughout the entire project area into 2026 and even through the winter. So we have lots of things on the go, and out of the PEA, we're going to have some recommendations as well. Mostly, probably around metallurgical testing, or we're looking at ore sorting as well as Swanson deposit, and also ways to increase the resources for the project.
Well, let's stick with the drilling at Swanson. What are some of the goals and strategies in terms of what you're targeting, and do you have any highlights that you can speak to so far?
Yeah, we've put out a few of the results. We're actually going to be consistently putting out drill hole results and assay results as they come in. The labs have gotten quite busy in the Val d'Or region and probably across Canada as well, just due to the sheer amount of projects going. So we're trying to rush our samples. We're also looking at alternative laboratories to just keep the results coming in as quickly as possible. Some of our results are from the Bartek and Jolan deposit. We've already put some of those results out, and we're seeing very interesting grades. We're also seeing, there's lateral continuity from those original historical resources. So we're seeing that. We're also seeing mineralization to the west of Swanson, up to 1 to 3 kilometers west. So initially, our goal was looking at it on a regional sense, so looking and bringing in Bartek and Jolan into the resource inventory that we have for Swanson. We're also drilling on Swanson itself. This is we have a rig that's turning there now. We're doing it as part of a verification and twinning program, but we're also looking at potentially doing deeper holes to look at the underground potential, because traditionally most of that deposit was drilled shallow, looking at open pit resources, but there is also the mineralization continues at depth, and the grades actually increase at depth. So we're also going to be looking at deeper holes, 300, 500 meter, to really get a better picture of that, and to also potentially bring that underground resource into inferred category or higher.
So lots of potential for expansion there, it sounds like. Now, you've touched on this, that the goal is to restart Beacon toward the end of the year. So we're literally weeks away from that, and then to be cash flow positive early next year. So are you confident and comfortable that everything's on track and the team is executing?
Yeah, we have a team there now working on a plan on the repairs and maintenance front. So we're going to have a combination of mechanical engineers, metallurgists, and other engineers that are going to be involved in the mill restart, and we're going to be doing that all through the winter. So we also have a stockpile on site that was left from the previous operator that we can also use as test material. So that'll be part of the initial ramp up and start to the Beacon mill. So we're very confident on that part. And as we get and progress through on the permitting side for Swanson, the plan is to have that ore coming from that deposit, as I said, in early 2026, right to the Beacon mill.
Paul, the company made an interesting appointment a while ago, Peter Espig, the head of Nicola Mining, as a strategic advisor. And we know he has a lot of experience in restarting a mill with the Merritt Mill in BC. So what are the benefits, as you see them, to having Peter around advising the company?
Yeah, well, one of the things that we kind of were looking for was someone with that kind of experience that has been involved in the process of restarting a mill. Restarting a mill is also can oftentimes be a challenging experience, but having someone who has had that experience both at the corporate level and also on the technical level is very crucial. And he's been very instrumental in helping us, especially connecting us with companies and individuals that can help us on the mill restart, and even advising us on strategies for doing that, looking at various options for the mill. So we're of course keen on and really focused mostly on Swanson and bringing that material down to Beacon, because that's a very short-term thing for us. But we're also looking at other opportunities, and Peter certainly brought up, is there custom milling, bulk sampling of from other local companies, just because of the capacity. It's oftentimes for companies doing custom milling, there's not a lot of capacity at the existing larger mills in the area, or they could be several years until they're able to ship their ore to the mill and get it processed. So we're really seeing ourselves as kind of in that unique mode in the Val-d'Or region, but also looking at that hub and spoke model as well. So, and we have been talking to other companies in nearby that are looking at either processing, several 100,000 tons of their material at Beacon. Of course, once we get the mill back up and running 100%, we expect we'll have contracts in place for that.
Lastly, Paul, perhaps you can summarize your thoughts with some of the catalysts, maybe reiterate them in terms of the unique position the company is in, and the inflection point as well, and the investment case overall, and how the markets are reacting and may react in the future.
Yeah, I think we've been getting a lot of interest in LaFleur in the sense that it's a bit, because it is unique. It isn't just a resource stage or advanced development company. It's one that has a large project that in the short term can essentially become a small to medium sized mine. And we also have a mill, and we bought the mill at a very cheap price. In when it was originally under a bankruptcy protection, and there isn't really there's only about $5 to $6 million worth of repairs and maintenance that need to occur on the project. So really, it's a really good case, and many people are interested in investing in LaFleur for that reason, because they do see that short-term potential. There's also the opportunities to consolidate other projects in the area and have Beacon Mill be the hub of processing a lot of that ore. Some of the projects in the area are fairly advanced, and so it could be 1 or 2 years away from going into production. So there's lots of opportunities there, and people see LaFleur as being that major candidate for being able to bring a lot of those other projects forward as well.
All right, Paul, exciting stuff. We'll be following the progress over at LaFleur Minerals. Thanks for your time today. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate the time. Thanks.
Okay, Paul Ténière, CEO and President at LaFleur Minerals. Our thanks to him, and thanks to you for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.